Hello everyone, welcome to another Versus video. I am BBD alongside
CVM.
and we are ready to battle some more Standard with M15.
Yep.
We're going to be playing Jund Monsters on CVM's side of the board, and I am battling with Ensouled Artifacts. I don't have a catchy name for this deck, but
Blue-red something.
I like to call it Blue-Red 5 because it's all about dealing 5. So
fair enough. As far as the Monsters deck, like I wrote about last week, I don't feel like there's a lot of cards that go into it to change it. So really all I've changed in the main deck is just swapped Overgrown Tomb for Llanowar Waste. And then we have a couple Reclamation Sages in the sideboard just as a good catch-all in the new format. So we're going to see how it works out.
Cool.
But first, we have to do this game again.
Yep.
The game that I am currently 2 wins in, which is the most I've ever had in this game. So hopefully we can make it 3.
Ever since we switched to the Tom Ross token, it's been bad news for me.
It is. The Tom Ross is good.
Yeah, we gotta get off that. I never
good.
also never beat Tom Ross in tournaments. So
I don't think I ever played Tom, but I'm pretty sure you would just kill me quickly.
Played him twice, both in Legacy, and he infected me both times. So
what a coincidence.
Yep.
So now we have to decide where we want to put these, and I think I'm just gonna go like that.
Oh wow! Even last minute swapped on me. All right. Well, we're gonna get infected again. Yep. Should have played around it.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you would play first.
I honestly didn't remember what was where when I swapped them. All right, so this isn't really the type of hand that you're looking for with this deck. However, we do have a nice curve, and we get to filter some cards with our temples. And most decks don't really have an answer to this, so there really isn't any way that he has to stop this, so he just has to interact with this. So I'm just going to keep this hand.
All right, well, our hand is probably not very good. I'm going to keep it because we're going to get a first-hand taste of how good this card is in the matchup. Probably bad, but we do have a lot of them, so.
All right, so we will play a Temple and Scry.
Okay. And
that is just what we're looking for, so we'll keep it on top.
How convenient. That card's not a bad one. At this point, we're looking for some lands. I'm going to bottom this, actually, because I actually want to draw the lands. I don't want to have to spend the time to cast it.
All right, so we drew what we knew we were going to have.
Is it Sylvan Caryatid?
Caryatid and pass.
Fortunate. Very fortunate. Draw. That is not what we want. We're just going to play a land and say go.
All right, well, that's good. It's not an artifact, so that means he's not making a 5/5 as early as next turn. But he still could. So we're just going to shock ourselves down to 18 and play a Polukranos.
All right. Well, Polukranos is a bit of an issue for us.
Your turn.
We're going to Magma Jet you.
16.
And Scry 2. Well, I don't want this card, but I do want this card. So I'm going to bottom and keep. I'm going to bottom, wreck my entire deck, and then keep that one on top. Because that's the important thing, is to also destroy the integrity of your deck as you.
Fair.
All right, so
Darksteel Ingot.
Just gonna hit you with the Chandra's Phoenix.
14.
And you're up.
Okay, so an untapped land here would be really good.
Would be real bad.
And we did not get there.
Thankfully.
So you have 5 cards?
I do.
So even though he has the Temple of Epiphany, we still have to, just get an idea, or just think about how fast we can die. So whenever you see a Chandra's Phoenix, you have to imagine that there's a bevy of burn coming behind it. So we don't have an untapped land to turn on our Polukranos. But we do have just a couple plays that we can make.
No blocks.
So we have to decide if we want to. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be monstrous in here, so we'll just attack for 5.
10. Or 15.
Yeah, I was like, no, not yet.
Just thinking ahead to next turn.
I will scry. And this is not what we want. So we'll bottom that. And we'll play these 2 guys and then pass.
All right. There's a lot of dorky creatures going on over on that side of the board.
Yeah, they're a bunch of dorks.
All right, well, we didn't draw what we needed, so we're just going to play Prophetic Prism and draw a card. He still didn't draw what we needed, so we're gonna attack for 2.
12.
And we have to pass the turn.
All right, well, we are dead to an attack plus 2 shrapnel blasts. So we're going to try and hope that doesn't happen. So we draw for our turn. That's a very good card.
That's lucky.
So I'm going to start by scrying. And we do not want this card at all. So we'll put it on the bottom. So I can do 7. So if he has a burn spell, don't really care if he rebuys his Phoenix. So we're dead to shock double shrapnel blast, regardless.
I mean, I would have to have a second artifact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a Ductile Citadel or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not likely, but it's just the way I see that I actually end up losing this game. So I can either Monstrous for 2 and use this and put him at 4, or I can just cast this and so I can cast this and use this. And that puts him at 2.
Oof.
The question is it better for to get the Phoenix off the board and him be at 4, or to put him at 2? And I think that just having this, I don't know if having this in play actually matters that much. Yeah, I actually don't think that it does. I mean, I think it's better just to have it in play. So I'll cast a dragon.
Okay.
I'll attack, and we'll rampage her.
All right. So I take 13 and go to 2.
Go.
Well, we are dead. I'm gonna shock you.
10.
We need to draw the card Darksteel Citadel this turn. Come on. It is a colorless land.
Is it a Mutavault?
Yes, it is a Mutavault. All right, so can we survive the turn?
So, yeah.
No, I can't even. So he can just Monstrous his Dragon. We're just dead. We can get him down to 3, but we're not quite there. Unfortunately, we missed a couple of land drops, which was a little bit bad for a triple haunted plate mail starting hand. So our also we were on the draw, which hurts too. But yep, I don't think that there's anything we can do here. Like I can kill his dragon, but he just monstrouses. I guess we do have an out of shrapnel blasting his dragon. And then using Mutavault to block Polukranos, but that I don't see how we could possibly win the game after that. So I'm just going to concede. Actually, I'm not going to concede. I'm going to throw Prophetic Prism at you.
5.
I'm going to attack you down to 3.
3.
And I'm going to make you think I have a Lightning Strike. And then I'm going to concede. That's the important way to concede with a deck like this.
Yeah. Maybe it was better just to kill the Phoenix. I don't know.
All right, we are here for game 2, and I'm on the play this time. Oh man. It's a risky. This would be a risky one.
Sounds like it's right up your alley.
It is definitely right up my alley. I don't know enough about decks like this to know whether this is a keeper or not.
What would BBD do?
I mean, I would probably keep. I'm gonna keep.
Would you like to pull the audience?
Yeah.
They're all gonna say keep.
All right. I'm gonna keep this and trust in the heart of the cards.
I'll keep as well. My hand's actually very good.
Scry.
Bottom.
Bottom.
All
Go.
right. 18.
Oh,
Go.
wish I still had that card. And you're up.
Oh no.
Just needed one of the top two to be a land, buddy. This hand was sweet.
16.
Now I'm gonna get Domrade. Yep.
That is correct. We will plus the Domri. And it gets to stay on top. Go ahead.
All right. We're in business.
Are we in business?
I can do things now. I'm gonna Magma Jet your Elvish Mystic and scry 2. Oh, those are. We will keep both of those on top.
No, that's not very good
You're
for
up.
me.
If I had drawn one of those a turn earlier, could have kept that Domri off of the board.
All right, we'll plus the Domri.
Yep.
And that was a mistake. Don't know what I'm doing here.
Have you ever played this deck before, Stevie?
I haven't. I haven't played this deck before.
All right.
And I'm going to keep that card on top. Go.
All right. Well, I hope you don't have ultimate price. Obviously, he does. So go.
This is the first Domri plus one. Duh. All right. So here, I think that I just want to get this guy in play. Well, I guess I should plus. And yeah, we got a Rampager. I'll play a Polukranos and pass.
That's pretty fortunate. All right, I'm just going to play Haunted Plate Mail and say go.
Oh man, you can make that a 4/4 at instant speed.
True.
Oh, that's a pretty cute card. Let's see here. So I can cast this, but I don't think that really does much. It might. I also could get this going. He's going to have to use some burn to stop my Domri from ultimating next turn. So the question is, I have to figure out if I want to cast this first to see what's on top of my deck. Yeah, 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he missed his land drop and then made 3 in a row after keeping the 2 on top with Jet. So to imagine the 2 that were on top were lands, and he also drew another land. So his hand is just full of gas.
No, I wouldn't say it's full of gas. It's full of cards.
It's full of cards. Magic the Gathering cards.
Yep. I need to draw one of these namesake cards.
And so artifacts. Okay. I think that I just want to get this guy into play. I'll scry. And this is a good card. But is it what I want? Yeah, I definitely feel like it is. So we'll plus the Domri. I'm actually going to leave it there.
Xenagos Alert.
So the question here is I have to figure out, do I want to be aggressive and attack with my Polukranos? So I'm just going to cast this and make a 2/2 and just stay back on defense and make him have to deal with my Domri right now. So I think that's what I'll do.
Okay.
I'll just play Xenagos, we'll make a Satyr, and then I'm going to actually pass the turn.
That would be a good. This would be good right now if we didn't have a Domri on 7. But unfortunately, we do. Here, I think I just have to Lightning Strike both of these Planeswalkers. Maybe I should have let the Xenagos live, but I don't want to get destroyed by the Satyrs. Go.
Okay, so we knew we had this coming. So now I have to decide if I want to play this and get this going with my Domri, or just jam this and start attacking. I think I'm fine just to jam this and start attacking. And I can actually send everything. Like, he can't afford to block with his Haunted Plate Mail, because then he'll just lose it to my Domri. You have 3 cards?
Yep.
I'll attack.
Alright, well, I'll make it a guy and block.
Sure. We'll fight this
Sure.
Orkanos on here. So you took 9 to 11?
Yep. Done?
Yep.
And
for those watching, the Lightning Strikes actually don't trigger the Chandra's Phoenix because the damage was redirected to the Planeswalkers and did not actually hit the player.
Correct. Prophetic Prism. Scry. Bottom. Go.
Well, that was just like the best draw I possibly could have had. Plus the Dominant.
Sure.
We'll leave that there. Animate this guy.
Sure.
Combat.
Sure.
Send everything.
Yep. I lose.
You just not.
I mean, you have a Gorkland
You
Rampage.
said,
in there.
okay. I mean, the best draw was the second Rampage.
Sure, yeah. All right, so we are back for sideboarding. I'm cutting the Haunted Plate Mails. They were not very good in this matchup. I don't think that means the card is necessarily bad, but it definitely is not good when your opponent's playing Plukronos.
Yeah, it definitely just doesn't match up very well against 5/5s.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we didn't see Ensoul Artifact in the first 2 games, and I think that that card alongside Ensoul Artifact could be good.
Yeah.
Since like you can combat my 5/5s with your indestructible 5/5s or Shrapnel Blast, but like not seeing either of those makes Plate Mail pretty situational like in those game 1. So I definitely think it's worth taking out.
Yeah, yeah. Like we never got to Ensoul Artifacts, so we never got to see that potential. And I'm also cutting 2 Shocks because they only really call Elvish Mystic. And Magma Jet can at least scry, so there is some upside there. And I'm bringing in Reckoners and 2 Dragons, just as more pressure that isn't like Haunted Plate Mail, basically.
Yeah.
Reckoner comes down earlier and is a little bit better in combat, and Dragon gets around Plukronos.
Yeah, Reckoner's very good against Plukronos.
Yep.
As for my sideboarding, I didn't see any Ensoul Artifacts, so I'm not going to bring in the extra Golgari Charm that I have in the sideboard. If we happen to see one in one of the next few games, I might rechange the sideboarding, but I still have one in the main, and I would keep that in against a burn deck, which is what I would put him on, seeing, Shock, Magma Jet, Chandra's Phoenix. So that's what I'm sideboarding according for. Cutting the Planeswalkers and the Sorcery Speed removal, as they're just not very good against a deck full of burn spells. Bringing in the Returns and Instant Speed removal. And then I also saw Haunted Plate Mail, so I'm bringing in the Reclamation Sages.
Yep.
Obviously, he's cutting the Plate Mail, so it's not that good. Well, not as good as it would have been, but it can still hit cards like Prophetic Prism, or any other artifacts or enchantments that he might have that we haven't seen yet. Plus, it's just a 2/1 body for 3. You can never go wrong.
I mean, you can go pretty wrong with a 2/1 for 3, but
Now,
yeah.
the only bad part about this is Boros Reckoner is very good against this deck, but because he's on, because you're on the burn deck, I'm citing According to Burn, which is catching splash damage on the Boros Reckoners with like Decays, Putrefies, and Doomblades, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's why the Monsters deck has a very good sideboard, because everything is just good against a multitude of decks.
Yep. All right, so we are back for game 3, and I get to be on the play. Oh, I did notice one potential issue with Boros Reckoner in this opening hand.
Get all your colorless lands.
Yep.
You have Prophetic Prisms.
Keeping it. Doesn't matter keeping it.
Oh man, so this hand is
Oh, jeez.
extremely slow. So with a hand like this, I would actually keep it on the play, because this card on turn 3 is going to be fine, and we'll still have a live draw to see what we hit ahead of time. But on the draw, without having any scry lands, I actually am going to mulligan this. And I'm going to show it to you, and I'm pretty sure that you would just keep this hand. But
I don't know. We'll see.
But I've played the deck enough to know that I actually have to mulligan this hand.
Yeah, I'd probably keep that hand.
See, I told you would keep
I mean,
it.
course run 3 is fine, but yeah.
I feel like when I'm on the draw, course run 3 feels so much slower than when you're on the play, and not having a scry land define action before that, you're just better off going to 6.
Okay.
Oh man, I would have got there with the Caryatid.
Lucky.
Yeah, I would have had a Pelucanus on 3.
Tell you what, I'm not playing on 3.
Boros Reckoner.
Yep.
Is your hand like Citadel, Mutavault, Boros Reckoner, Boros Reckoner?
Yep.
That's really good.
That may have been a flaw in deck building.
You know what we need the enemy color filter lands from Odyssey. Turn a colorless into red-white. All right, we are back. See if we can get a good 6. 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this hand is not very good, but it's better than 5. I'll keep.
Go.
Go.
Mana War Wastes. I'll add a colorless mana and attack you for 2. You're up.
I hope you cast your Reckoner with all blue-red duels. Go ahead.
Oh wow, he's just getting wasted over here. Draw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a point. Cast Chandra's Phoenix. And I'm gonna attack you. Does it connect?
It does. I'll go to 16.
Perfect. You're up.
All right. Well, I'll take a point of damage.
You're at 15.
Go ahead.
Oof. And no other play.
No, I don't have any more lands.
Well, I am intending on killing his Elvish Mystic this turn anyway, so I'm gonna upkeep Magma Jet it. And that lets us scry. I think I actually would just want both of these cards in this order. That makes us a little slower, since we don't attack with Mutavault this turn, but it helps set these guys up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and draw this. Play Darksteel Citadel. Get in for 2.
13.
Might have been a mistake to not attack with Mutavault that turn, but go. Now we can actually cast Boros Reckoner.
Your turn.
Alright.
This is just not going too well.
Draw. I think instead of casting Reckoner, I'm going to cast Darksteel Ingot and then activate Mutavault and attack for 4.
9.
You're up.
You just want to put as much pressure. Reckoner doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's just a 3/3. Like I have nothing in play. All right, I'll go to my discard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, yeah, we're beating the crap out of him in this game. Yeah, that's right. Go to your discard step.
We kept the 2-lander too.
I'll play another Chandra's Phoenix. Activate Mutavault and get for 6.
I'm at 3.
I will pass the turn.
Man, I have a lot of pairs. We got 4 pair.
4 pair?
5 pair.
Does 4 pair beat
No, it doesn't.
1.5 of a kind?
Well, that was a game.
All right, game number 4.
And I get to be back on the play.
Lucky.
And this hand is already nice and good. All right, I'll keep.
This hand is nice and bad, but I'm going to keep as well because we have a lot of scry. So.
All right, I'll have a Mystic. Go.
All right, he has a Mystic. I'm going to go ahead and scry and bottom that. You're up.
Okay, and we have to respect him as a burn deck, so we're not going to shock, and we'll just play our Ooze and Pass.
All right, draw. I think I just have to kill Scavenging Ooze before it can get out of control. I'm going to shock myself here in case I scry into something for this. So I'm going to Magma Jet. Man. I think I actually... I don't even know. I think I might keep both of these. Because we have these. If he has Polukranos, it's bad for us, but Polukranos is just really bad for this deck anyway. Like this deck just has huge issues beating Polukranos. I'm gonna keep one and not the other.
Polukranos is real good.
We're gonna do that. Go.
Yes, we drew it.
All right.
18. Go.
I think I just actually have to Shrapnel Blast this Polukranos right now and say go.
That's not very nice.
Isn't it though?
No, it's just not nice
Hope he
at
doesn't
all.
have another one.
I'll attack for 1.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
All right, that was not another Polukranos.
It was not.
So here, I'm gonna play Chandra's Phoenix. Attack for 2.
I'll ultimate price it.
Dead. You're up.
Scavenging Ooze. Attack for 1.
16.
Go.
All right, looking good for this neighborhood here. All right, that's. I don't want to attack with Mutavault here because I feel like it's just going to die. So I'm just going to play a Citadel and say go.
I'll attack.
15.
Play another Elvish Mystic.
Sure.
Your turn.
I will Magma Jet targeting you.
16.
Scry 2 and trigger my Chandra's Phoenix.
Yep.
I feel like we don't want either of those cards, so I'm going to bottom them both. And then draw. It's not what we want either.
Tell me about it.
Hmm.
These Mystics are about to be on the beatdown.
They're on the beatdown, alright. I guess I'll play Phoenix. Get in.
14.
Go. Really needed to draw a land. Any of
I will attack.
13.
We will scry.
Alright.
And that's a good one. You keep that on top.
Okay. Done.
No.
Dahmer. Or Courser. Reclamation
target
Sage.
your Dexter Citadel.
Okay. It's destroyed.
Your turn.
Reclamation Sage. You don't Sage. Oh, man. I really hope that that card on top is not Rakdos' Return. If it's not Rakdos' Return, I think we're fine. If it is, that's really bad for us. So I'm going to play Darksteel Ingot. And I don't think we're actually kind of losing this race right now, plus he kept the card on top, and our hand is insane, so I'm just going to say go. Please don't be a Rakdos' Return.
Combat.
Sure. Alright, are we getting Gorkland here? Probably are. I don't want to use my Mutable because I want the mana, so I'm just going to block here.
You have 4 cards?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll Rampage it.
Alright, so 2, 3, plus 3. I take 6. I'm at 7.
Your turn.
Alright, come on, deck. Yeah, there it is. I will overload Mizium Mortars.
I'll regenerate my creatures.
Oh, wow. Okay, go. Don't draw a dragon. I'm at 3.
Alright, go ahead and Mortars me again.
I don't have another Mortars, so... No, we just have to hope he doesn't have something off the top to kill us here. Go.
Alright. Draw.
Generate your team, man. That is a blowout.
Great Charm is a good Magic card.
Probably should have just cast that guy instead.
Alright, so you can block these 2 guys and go to 1. And then kill one of these. Go.
Well, we still can't do anything here. I guess we could theoretically attack if he draws nothing. I'll attack.
So you have 3 cards?
4.
Yep.
Go.
I'll animate.
Sure.
Combat.
Sure.
Everything.
I will animate my Mutable.
Yep.
I'll block there. I will Magma Jet your Mutable.
Sure.
Scry 2. I think I want both of these. And I'll Lightning Strike your Reclamation Sage.
Alright.
I'll go to 1.
Go ahead.
Gonna send again.
8.
Go. Need him to brick one more turn.
I'll cast this guy.
Sure. Target.
This.
All right. It's destroyed.
You have 3 cards.
Yes.
So if I attack with both my mystics, it makes them have to use a burn spell. So if I attack with both mystics, it makes them have to use a burn spell. But then I'm dead to Shrapnel Blast. Like if he had a burn spell and a Shrapnel Blast, then he would have just killed me that turn. Go.
I'll Magma Jet you.
6.
I'll trigger Chandra's Phoenix and scry 2.
Oh, I forgot about the Chandra's Phoenix.
I bottom this, keep this on top. And just draw. Chandra's Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Okay. Well, like I said, I was just dead to a Shrapnel Blast regardless. So I'll block here.
Okay. Do 1 damage to you.
Yeah, 5.
And then take 2 from this, go to 3. And then lightning strike you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I just had to land in hand. Just drew them at lands.
Yep.
Oh, that is gross. At least I have even more lands coming.
Alright, we are back for the 5th game.
I get to be on the play again.
Oh man, this hand is gorgeous.
And this hand is just terrible, so I'll mulligan.
Alright. That is my mana,
Just gross.
and these are my spells.
I'd keep it.
There might be a minor flaw with having Boros Reckoner in my deck. Just a minor deck building flaw. Alright, we are back 6 apiece. 4, 5, 6. Ooh.
Yeah, you go to 5. This hand is just not capable.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. This hand is keepable, but it's not exciting. But we do have some live draws, so.
Alright, let's see if we can get a playable 5. Alright, I'll keep it.
Okay.
19. Go.
That's off to a good start. I'm going to go ahead and lead with this, just to make this reasonable at some point. Go. Also, if we draw an Soul Artifact, that leading with Mountain's better.
I will scry.
Sure.
And this is a good card. We'll keep it on top. Attack for 1.
19.
Go ahead.
Draw. I guess we'll play this to leave the opportunity for this open. Here I'm just going to Lightning Strike his Mystic, which I'm not happy to do, but I just want to... He's on a Mold of 5. I want to keep him off of mana.
scry.
Which it looks like he has plenty of mana, so.
And I'm going to bottom this. That might be a little risky, but go ahead.
Alright, deck. I guess that's not the worst. I'll go to 17 and then 16 and play a Boros Reckoner and hope you don't have a decay. Go.
I do not.
Perfect. Polukranos? Sure.
Go.
Alright, our Reckoner is going to remain solidly on defense. I'm going to scry with that. I think we want this. It doesn't deal with Polukranos, but it deals with other threats he might have, so I'm going to say go.
Alright. I'll take a good card. That's not a good card.
Perfect.
Okay. And we really can't do anything, so we'll just pass.
Alright. That's good news for our Boros Reckoner. Might have been a mistake to play that, but I'm going to play Stormbreath Dragon. And attack with just the dragon.
Ultimate price.
Alright. He's paid the ultimate price. You're up.
Can I have a dragon? Oh, that was still good.
That's... Yep. I think we just lose now.
Attack for 7.
Down to 9.
Good.
Prophetic Prism. Prophetic Prism.
Yeah, boy.
I guess it doesn't matter. Hey. What do you know? I think here I just have to pass the turn.
Let's see here. You have 3 cards?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't really want to lose my Mutavault, and I want to be able to protect my Polukranos in case he has a Shrapnel Blast. So we're just going to attack.
No blocks.
No effects.
Alright, I'm at 4.
Alright, we'll scry.
Okay.
Rakdos Return. Man, that's a good card. I'll keep it on top.
Okay.
Your turn.
It's probably bad for us. Draw. Alright. Well, I finally drew this. Just took me... Unfortunately, the second Prophetic Prism drew me it. So I couldn't play it and have it untapped.
You need to use your Shivan Reef to cast it?
Oh, no. I should.
I mean, you can. You have Prophetic
Yeah,
Prism.
I'll use a Prism. Play another Citadel. So now I have to decide... I mean, we're basically dead to a Dragon or a Rakdos Return regardless. I have to decide if I want to use these to kill his Polukranos. I mean, we do have this thing, so we don't need to, but if we do kill his Polukranos, then we can attack him, start getting on the offensive. He has 1 card on hand. Though he might have like a Golgari Charm or something too. I think I'll just wait a turn and say go. Might be a mistake. Giving him more time to draw stuff. Is that Reclamation Sage?
That is Reclamation Sage.
Yeah, I mean, that's game. So, I mean, I guess it's not game, but it's basically game.
2 cards.
Yep.
I'll attack.
No, I have to do this.
Before it resolves, I'm going to Monstrous Skyfall.
Okay.
Well, I guess you could just activate it again, so that doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's fine.
Block.
Okay. Go.
And we're dead. So I can kill his Pelucranos, but then I'm just dead to his other guys. So.
Yeah. The card left on top was Scavenging Ooze.
Okay.
I figured that it's just going to be a good creature
Yep.
that you'd have to answer.
If I could have, I don't know. So I would have been dead if I killed that. I guess you
Like you
would
tapped out to kill me, because then I could have killed that and then attacked you with the Mutavault.
Yeah. All right, we are here for the conclusion. Some interesting games. I won't say they were the best games, but
Definitely interesting.
yep. I thought this deck was kind of fun, but I was very disappointed that I never drew Ensoul Artifact.
Yeah, you just like never drew it.
I drew it once in the 5th game, and you had Reclamation Sage. The next turn, I died. So that was kind of unfortunate because I really wanted to see how that card did, and I felt like that was my best card against monsters.
Yeah, just like a 5/5 indestructible.
So to never draw it in this matchup was a little frustrating because I wanted to see how well it would do, and in fact I built the deck around that card. So that was a bit of a disappointment. Also never saw Keranos, which not really a focal point in the deck, but would have been interested to see if he was actually good in this deck or not.
Yeah, I feel like he is. The problem is it just felt like without cards like Ponder or Serum Visions or Preordain, like you have these powerful cards against certain decks, but we don't really have any way to find them because we only have 4 Skylands and like no other filter effects.
I mean, I have 4 Magma Jets.
Yeah, and you have the 4 Magma Jets, so it's like maybe it was just super bad variants, like never seeing the Ensoul Artifact.
I mean, I think that's just random. Like your deck doesn't have any filter effects either.
Yeah, like I just have the lands.
Yeah, but I mean, like.
Yeah.
We basically have essentially the same number of ways. I actually have more ways to scry than you do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but the problem is like a deck like Monsters is built not around a specific card, and for like all of the threats to be powerful, like just in general having a resiliency like against Thoughtseize. So, with this type of deck, like Ensoul Artifact is just such a powerful card.
Yeah.
Having more ways to find it, I feel like what would make it better. But I don't really know if there are more ways that we could play.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, I could play like off-color Scrylands, but it seems kind of bad.
Yeah. Although, like, do the 4 mountains in the deck have to be mountains? Could they just be Skylands?
I mean, they could be, but then you're playing a lot of tap lands, doing a lot of damage to yourself.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I don't think you have to draw Ensoul Artifact to win a game. I just think that it's in this particular matchup the best card by far.
Fair.
Like in other matchups, it's probably not even that good, to be honest.
Like,
but
how do you think this deck would do against like the other popular decks? So I feel like a lot of people come Baltimore are just going to like do what I did here with Monsters, like take a popular deck from last standard, change a couple cards, and just play it.
Yep.
So like
Yep.
you're gonna see Pelucanosis Storebreath Dragon, you're gonna see Pack Rat and Thoughtseize, like you're gonna see Sphinx's Revelation and Detention Sphere. Like how do you think this deck is gonna match up against the other pillars?
I mean, I honestly have no idea. I mean, it's a completely new deck. It's impossible to say. Like, I mean, I feel like Monsters is a bad matchup, but I also feel like Monsters isn't that popular right now.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with that.
I mean, any deck with Pelucranos is a bad matchup, which Monsters is basically the only Polukranos deck. So I'm not sure about those other decks. Like it's really hard to say because, I mean, like I'm not experienced with these kinds of decks. Like, so I can't just say like off the bat like, oh, I think it's good in this matchup or bad in this matchup, because like I just don't know. Not really like that familiar with these kinds of archetypes. Like I don't know how Burn is against Mono Black that much because I don't play either of those decks. So, and I mean I know this deck's a bit different than Burn, but you know it's hard to say. Like I think Ensoul Artifact on a Darksteel Citadel has got to be pretty good against Mono Black.
Yeah, like I've played a fair amount of Burn, so from that perspective, like Ensoul Artifact gives you just a different dynamic to attack those two decks, especially since I imagine a lot of people are going to take a cue from Jadine and cut Devour Flesh from their deck. So if they're just like, you know, mono Ultimate Price and Bile Blights and Hero's Downfall, Ensoul Artifact on a Darksteel Citadel or an Ingot, it's going to be very good against the mono black deck.
Yep.
And then you have...
I think Keranos is also pretty good against them.
Keranos is very good against them. But we also have like the Burn Suite. So instead of having like the 4 damage spells, we have this top end with Shrapnel Blast. So before, where you had to string together like 3 4 damage spells to get you there, a lot of times with this deck, all you have to do is cast 2 Shrapnel Blasts, and it's just going to put the game away.
Yeah, and another thing is like this deck is like, well, like I'm expecting to hit with creatures. Like I'm expecting to get in some amount of damage with Mutavaults and Chandra's Phoenixes and Ensoul Artifact to not have to require as many burn spells. Like that's not how these games went because I just didn't have the Ensoul Artifact ever. And you have like a lot of ways to kill Chandra's Phoenix. And you also have a clock too. So like Mono Black has more ways to kill Chandra's Phoenix probably.
But they don't have an early have a clock. Like Demon's still a clock, but it's not a turn 3 Polukranos.
Yeah. Demon's still a clock, but it's not nearly as much of a clock. So, you know, they kill my Chandra's Phoenix and I get it back. Because they don't have any creatures in play, or like maybe they have like, you know, a Mutavault or something. They probably don't have that many creatures in play, so they're going to kill my Phoenix and I can just lightning strike them and get it back and play it again and keep hitting them with it. Whereas against you, that's just not a feasible strategy. Yeah. Because at that point, I'm just behind on board.
And that's one thing that I found like last week when I played Slivers against your Devotion deck. Yeah. Was that a card like Polukranos is, I don't want to use the word oppressive because I think that's a bad word, but it's very good against like untuned or roguish type strategies. Yeah. Because it's a card that is able to disrupt what most people are going to do that's going to be unique, but is also just a huge clock that can end the game quickly. So they don't have time to assemble, you know, whatever cool thing it is that they're trying to assemble. So I think that, you know, if you're going to play, you know, a rogue deck or try out new cards or try out, you know, new decks, having an answer for Polukranos, I think, is something that has to be very important, because even though it might not be super popular, the card is just going to destroy you. Yep. Yeah, Polukranos just, especially last week, it just felt like that card was just unreal.
Yeah. I mean, like, I felt like I actually had a plan for it. Like, I have Shrapnel Blast and...
yeah, which is very good.
Yeah, I have Shrapnel Blast and I have Ensoul Artifact on an indestructible thing. Both should theoretically shut down Polukranos. But yeah, it just didn't work out. Like, I mean, I actually won that game where I did Shrapnel Blast your Polukranos. Yeah. And that was like the key to winning the game. Like, you flooded out, but I mean, if I didn't have Shrapnel Blast there to kill Polukranos or Ensoul Artifact, I would have just gotten destroyed. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think that this deck's a tournament stable.
Not yet, at least.
Definitely not by any stretch, but I think that there is like some potential here. And like I said, I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to draw Ensoul Artifact and really get to see how well that did. But I think it's an interesting deck. But I agree with you that I think most people are going to be playing stock decks for Baltimore or the first few events. Just, I mean, M15 is an awesome set, but it is still one set out of 8. You know, regardless of, or 7 or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I guess 7. No, this is the 8th set. Yeah. It is the 8th set.
1 of 8.
Yep. So, regardless of how awesome it is, it's still a core set. So there's a bunch of normal core set cards, and it still has to compete with the power level of the already established standard. So, there's going to be some new stuff, but it's not going to. There's still going to be the old decks too.
Definitely going to be the old decks. But I really enjoy, you know, playing with the new cards now, because it gives us a feel for what it's going, you know, what the cards can do once the rotation happens. So like just from these games that we played here, you didn't see Ensoul Artifact very much, but I wasn't super impressed because I feel like it's going to catch splash damage from a lot of the other cards that are being played now. But once cards like Abrupt Decay and Golgari Charm leave the format, then I think Insult Artifact has the potential to to be very good. Plus, Shrapnel Blast seemed like it was really, really good, and I want to build a deck around Shrapnel Blast now. So instead of focusing on having these indestructible artifacts and attacking with a 5/5 indestructible, the 5 damage you're getting for 2 mana with Shrapnel Blast could be that that's where the burn decks need to go now, is being able to support the artifacts to use the Shrapnel Blast, since it could speed up your fundamental turn almost by an entire turn.
Yeah, I mean the only issue I see with that is there's no good artifacts for a burn deck.
Yeah, you just have like lands and then like Prism and Darksteel Ingot, unfortunately.
Like the cards, the artifacts that I'm playing in this deck are fine because I'm not trying to just play the burn role. And like Ingot theoretically accelerates me into Keranos, Overloaded Mortars, etc., which it actually did accelerate me into a Golgari Charmed Overloaded Mortars.
That's a good card.
Yeah, it was a hell of a card. But yeah, like a burn deck doesn't want to play those cards. So I'm not sure that Shrapnel Blast has the support right now in a dedicated burn strategy. But it is a very good card.
And it's cards like, well, Ingot isn't an M14, so it'll be gone.
Right.
And Soul Prophetic Prism. So once Constant Tarkir comes out, maybe we have some artifacts, who knows?
I mean, I'm guessing there has to be. There's so many good artifacts in this, or there's so many artifact-centric cards in this set. I'd be very surprised if Cons doesn't have artifacts.
I'm sure it will.
I'll tell you what Shrapnel Blast needs is Perilous Mirror.
Yeah.
Or Perilous Mirror, or like Apocryphite, or something like that.
Apocryphite would be cute.
Yeah.
Or Mind Stone. Mind Stone would be very good too.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to print those cards again.
No.
Unfortunately. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments what you think. If there's anything else you want us to work around. Like I said, the only reason I built this deck is because people were commenting on it in the last video. So we do read those and we will take them into consideration. That doesn't mean we will necessarily play whatever is in the comments, but we will definitely read them and consider it. So
yeah, we still have one more week before Baltimore, so I'm sure next week we're going to try and have some new brews for you. I've had a lot of people ask me, how would you update monsters? So here it is, just like not updated at all. Just a couple new cards, but I still feel like the deck's powerful.
Yep.
But make sure you let us know what you'd like to see in the comments, and we'll be back next week with some more sweet M15 decks.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.